This is Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrating, available on the zone for the 4th time, maybe in a week. Ben Shalom.
Too much with you. Too much.
I'm
doing far too many interviews at the moment and annoying everyone.
I think you need to speak to your media team. They're
why?
the ones letting all the cameras in.
It is what it is, isn't it? But anyway.
Like I said, you're a wanted man. Isn't it funny how boxing changes? This time last week, you'd have been disappointed with what went on in Riyadh, and now there's a big smile on your face because we've just seen.
Honestly, this
an
game.
Adam Azim.
It was
Splendid
masterclass.
performance.
It was This game's horrible at times. It's not about that Fraser Clark moment. Definitely scarred me a little bit because it's like that's what can happen. It was just a massive moment in Adam's career. I said to him, I was nervous for him, not because of the fight, but because of the pressure. A headline event, 22 years old, like this, on Sky Sports, against a known quantity, against Ohara Davis, who's much more experienced, who's wily, who knows the game. I knew he'd had a great camp. I knew he'd come in here firing, and I said to him, I'm very proud of him because he doesn't do much talking. He likes to do his talking in the ring. And I thought it was just such a good performance. And you saw sides of Adam, that we see in the gym, but you don't get to see too much in the fights because he's not having people coming at him and he's not having people keep throwing. And just to see different shots from him and different elements, and for people to see how good a fighter he is when people stick it on him. Believe me, Adam gets better with the better opposition always, and I think that Aaron Fanian fight was a very, very tough fight, and although it wasn't the name, that stood him in good stead as well. But yeah, superb performance. But I have to say, Ohara Davis is dangerous at all times, and he's always got this. People have talked about it's the first time I've watched Ohara in the flesh. The range, that rangy right hand, and like
it feels like he could stand in one corner of the ring and jab to the other corner.
His arms are so long, and so he's always dangerous. And the way Adam managed his distance and his feet was superb, really superb. It was just a very, very classy performance. And I think Ohara was in very good condition, and he was able to take quite a bit of punishment, and he kept coming, and I thank him because he gave us a great fight, and he kept going and he kept going and he kept going. He kept Adam on his toes, but yeah, just a fantastic performance, and I can sleep well tonight.
Thank you also to Ohara for what we believe might be the end of his career, so thank you for that whole time. Do you not think?
No.
Have you got an offer that you're going to chuck at him?
He's too entertaining. He's still got a lot to offer. I don't think it will be. I think.
Do you believe what he says when he says, "I don't like boxing anymore"?
No, I think he loves it. But he loves it. He hates it. We all love and hate boxing. That's what boxing is, isn't it? It's like the highs are very high, the lows are very low. There's a lot of bullshit, but there's a lot of amazing things in it, and it's an addiction for anyone involved in the sport, and it's hard to leave. And I think he's still got something to give. I really do.
Have you enjoyed this week being around him?
Yeah,
I know he's chucked a few jibes in, but realistically, Ohara's probably jibed at everyone in the sport.
I really like him. Really like him. I think he's a genuine human being. I think he's a great human. Doesn't matter what he says about me. Behind the cameras, we get on, and really, really good guy. Really enjoyed him. I think the whole team have enjoyed him. He plays his part. He's a real character. He trained so well. All you want is a fighter that gives everything, trains really hard, comes in on time, makes weight, gives the best account of themselves, and he's there for the media and talks the talk. He's a wonderful dance partner for Adam, and a great guy, good servant to the sport. And I'm glad to see him getting credit and his plaudits, because obviously he's had his own controversies, hasn't he, in the past, and he is just that guy. But really enjoyed working with him. I hope I'll work with him again. I've said that to him. I said I hope we can do something again.
So maybe we'll get an advisory role at Boxer on the board.
Yeah, I was thinking, is this my Bernard Hopkins or something like that?
He can do your interviews.
Yeah, exactly.
But he will definitely get you in more trouble.
He got me in more trouble, but I think he's a better talker than me. So, no, it was good having him up there. So let's see what happens with Ohara, but I'd like to see him stay around.
Yeah. There ain't many better for entertainment than OD. You know what name you're going to get chucked by me and everyone who's waiting to speak to you?
Yeah, I'm a
Dalton
little
Smith?
bit. Yeah, honestly, I'm a bit bored of it in the sense that Adam's just put in a great statement. I think people now looking at that will see why we're so confident with that fight. But I think it can be a mega fight, and I think it's in the interest of both that it happens at the right time. I don't think that time's too far away. I want to keep Adam really active, and that's been the key to his success. So we'll keep him active, and that fight will happen. But hopefully, people are starting to see why we're. Yeah, that fight is absolutely no problem for Adam Azim, believe me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see it at the right time.
Yeah. See, Anthony Yard returned with a win tonight. JB was on commentary as well. For Buatsi, for Yard, for yourself, and for the British public, if we don't see this fight next, is it a massive disappointment, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's the only fight for me.
Did they speak to each other ringside? I never got to ask, because I know
think
Josh was floating about.
Yeah, the teams have a little bit, but
Josh said he reckons if they're, well, when fight week rolls round, I said, do you think it will get tense? He believes that him and Anthony could get quite heated.
their teams don't like each other. I've seen that. Like, their teams don't. There's a bit of a history with Tunde and the background to it, and I think, yeah, Buatsi's a quiet guy, but he remembers things, and I think he remembers things that have been said about him in the past. Look, it's just a fantastic fight. It's the only fight for both of them. And with Bivol better being tied up, it's the next best fight in the division. And yeah, hopefully we can see it whilst they're both in their prime.
Yeah, I know the IBF have ordered Beterbiev to have a mandatory. Is there a way that...
I don't think that will happen.
Okay, I was going to say, is there a way that you're looking to perhaps nip Buatsi in to try and make things a little bit awkward? Because if the Anthony Yard fight doesn't happen, Beterbiev is not a bad alternative.
The first option is that, but if it's tied up, which it could be, then Yard is the only option. So yeah, look, Josh is in a great position. I think he'll probably be, really licking his lips and looking forward to that fight. Let's hope we see it. I think it should have some news in the next week or two, I would say. We'll work really quickly now. We had to see Anthony get through tonight, and obviously Josh beat Willie Hutchinson, and it sets up a huge fight.
Yeah. Just one more. Map out the rest of the year for yourself and Boxer. So we got CBS massive night in 2-3 weeks time.
Yeah. CBS in November.
You got December?
December show about to announce.
Okay. London? Liverpool?
No, it's in the northwest. Don't want to say the date. I don't know if I should say the date. Maybe I should ask someone now. Don't say the date. I always do
I'm
that.
nodding going,
I
yes,
always say the date, and Sky say, shut up. When are you going to learn? You just talk shit.
I think someone might have told me the date. One of your signings might have told me the date, possibly.
So yeah, we've got a big show in the northwest, a very big show, some big names returning, and then we're starting to plan Jan and Feb now, and so yeah, November and December planned out, and then into big start of the year. We always start pretty big, and we like to do that, and so I think you're going to see a massive January and February.
And that includes February the 22nd, Eubank-Benn.
Look, Connor was here tonight. I said, when are we going to hear this news on the license? So it looks like that can happen, but let's see.